Right, we're on, but we're not going to start till about 9:30 p.m. my time, which I think is Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. So we will get underway very shortly, but I'll let people gather for a good 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll start the quiz. It will be general knowledge tonight. Oh, no. Well, we're not going to make it specific quizzes, but general knowledge is just that, general knowledge. So if you are listening, I'll try and put a little bit of music in the background. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Give me a sec. Now I've got some meditation music I play. I don't know how it's going to go through this switchboard. Let's have a look. If anyone's there, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just on a different page. My gaming computer is lousy for sound, apparently. So sit back and listen to some lousy sound, if you like. See what I can find. These are my meditation videos. We shall find one. Something. So let's see if anyone's here. I don't know. Look. Hello, people. Hello, Jojo. Yeah, it's closed at the moment. We're just going to go outside and have a cigarette. And I'm just going to try and find some meditation music of my own. But I want you to tell me how badly it sounds, because my gaming computer apparently needs to be set up differently for me to broadcast sound. But do I know how to do that? No. So bear with me for a moment. Just going to find one. I can find my own bloody lists. Oh, here we go. Under playlists. Funny that. Relaxation and meditation. We find one. Here we go. Here's a 20-minute video.
The universe is extremely willing to play.
Let's get rid of the ad. All right, I'm going to play it. Tell me if you g'day, listen. I'm just playing some of my music in the background. It's a meditation video. Is the sound crap or is it okay? You hear that at all? Oh, yeah, a bit of a delay. Yes, stupid people have committed into the room, Jojo. Makes me feel far important. No, just kidding. You're not stupid. Sound check on the music video that you're hearing. It's a video from my meditation collection. My music, my thunderstorm, my river. Well, they're not my birds. I don't know if it works, you know, because of the way this works. Anything? No? Well, actually, I'm enjoying meditation video with the music, the river and the thunderstorm, but obviously you can't hear it, which I find strange. So I'll turn it off. Let me just turn that off for a second. I think I'm going to try something a bit different. I'm going to go to my phone and see if you'll hear it through my phone to you. Just curious. I've got to get someone to work out my laptop. I really do. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to play it on my phone. Tell me if you can hear it after the ad.
Is often quite different than how people imagine it to be. Maybe they have.
All right, here we go. Hello, Zombie Birdie King. I just wonder whether you'll hear this. This is from my phone. You can hear it now? Okay, alright, I'm going to leave it on. That's my video, my river, like I say, my thunderstorm, personally made it myself. And the birds, I just squeeze them every now and then like a squeaky toy to a dog and they make that funny noise. So listen to that for another 10 minutes, right? And we'll be back. If you're in great need of a carcinogenic fix cigarette, and we don't smoke inside because that's disgusting. So it's officially country chat for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Get yourself a drink, sunbathe, or just sit there and think, where the hell is he? Right guys, we'll be back shortly. This is general knowledge. What general knowledge? Hello, Nicole Green. Good morning. Oda May, good morning. Yes, we've been leaving you all alone to your own devices. We've been outside having a cigarette. The smoking inside is disgusting. You've been listening to one of my meditation videos. I will be in the future. I've got, I don't know, 60, 70, there's probably 10 very good ones that I will be selling. You don't provide them. You know how I feel about that, but they'll be probably on iTunes. And ask, so I might do that. Might raise enough money to give it away. Anyway, I shall turn that sound off. Can you give me a sound quality check? I'm using my gaming computer and the sound is pretty crappy. Just be honest, what's the sound like? I'll turn it off. Just curious as to what that sound was like. Because I don't know. People have told me my gaming computer sound is crap. But that's what it is. Alright, let's see where we are. I shall type in chat. Just say hello. Cat's moved because I typed in. Is anyone else there? And did you listen to that at all? And did you think the quality of the sound is not much good? So I'm interested. I shall get my pillow ready for my old back. Leaning up my old leather couch. Getting ready to start the quiz. In a few minutes we should start. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not sure what that yes is for. Someone asked Jojo out on a date. That way he's getting a bit excited. Okay, here comes the adjudicator. She's about to come into the room. We're about to start the quiz. Sunday quiz.
You're waiting for me?
Yep. Sounds good. Okay, thank you, my friend. I shall try and do what I normally do, and I minimise window, do I? I'll practice. I really am not much good at it.
Hi Nicole, you still there? Bye Oda.
What I'll do is I'll make that normal size. I'll try and stick the quiz on the other side, if I can do that. I'm useless, but not that useless. All right, if you would just type in 1 if you're ready to go with today's quiz. See who types in 24, just because she's a rebel. No, we're ready to go, Jojo. We really are. And as I've emailed you all the answers, I know I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, is that the prize? A figure off the tree?
No, tonight's prize is something sensational. It's spending a dinner with Nicole Green in Manchester in a few weeks' time. We'll be there, of course. All you have to do is get your flight to the UK organised. I'm not paying for that. Your accommodation, get that organised for yourself. I'm not paying for that either. But if you actually make it to the restaurant that Nicole, I and my good wife will be at, I will buy you a bowl of soup. Can't beat better than that. A bowl of soup free. And it won't be a plastic bowl with a plastic spoon. It'll be the real deal. If I win, donate the prize. I will, Jojo. I'll find someone to give your prize away, but no, great opportunity. Are we all ready? I'm about to go on today's quiz. And I don't want to hear any like, oh, they're too hard.
They're always good.
Why can't he do easy ones like, what's between 2 and 4? I don't care if they're hard. They're not hard. They just make you think a bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday's quiz. Question 1 coming up. Which planet is Curiosity roving around in the name of science? Which planet is Curiosity roving around in the name of science? Pretty straightforward if you actually bother to look at the news at any given time. Awesome Booker says chocolate. That's not the answer. Reward. So which planet is Curiosity roving around in the name of science? It's all too hard. What's science? No answers rolling in. Not sure what's going on. I think you're all sexting each other. A white Ford camper van with a hairy guy in it. No. Mystic doesn't watch the news. That's the correct answer with Mars. Curiosity is a rover, so it's roving around Mars, just cruising around. Not sure how long it's going to last. Question 2. What is produced by the bacterial fermentation of milk? What is produced by the bacterial fermentation of milk? Some of you are going to get the answer wrong because you're thinking wrong. Okay, bacterial, the key here. What is it? What is produced by the bacterial fermentation of milk? And without question, first on my screen is Jojo with yogurt, which is, I imagine, an LA version of yogurt. Yogurt, I will pay. Thank you for coming, Jojo. Jojo got a correct answer. Not quite, yes, no, cheese, yes, a bit different. You know, there's no real fermentation goes on with cheese, it's the bacteria. Anyway, we won't go down there. You got the answer correct with yogurt. Question 3. What is the art of cutting shrubs into ornamental shapes called? Okay? What is the art of cutting shrubs into ornamental shapes called? Thinking caps on. Others have just thrown down the mouth, so stuff it and make pie. Oda Cooper has the correct answer. Bonsai is not correct. It's toppery. It's actually someone who's skilled. You know those fancy rounds and cuttings and shapes of animals? Jojo's correct, but I haven't got a clue as well. But Oda the correct answer with toppery or toppery, whichever way you would like to say that. Question 4. What oath is sworn by graduates of medicine to regulate their further conduct? What oath is sworn by graduates of medicine to regulate their further conduct? What oath do they take? It really is an oath they take, believe it or not. An awesome booker. No, it's not Prozac. It's a medical answer, Jojo, but it's not the answer. It's the Hippocratic Oath. They swear to uphold the life of someone as best they can. I would have paid that as well. It is Hippocratic. Like the word democratic. You wouldn't call it democratic. Okay, next question. Wilson's on fire today. Jojo's got one correct answer, so he can just sit back and relax. Question 5. How many seats did the Spitfire fighter plane have? Interesting question. The British plane, how many seats did the Spitfire fighter plane have? Rolls-Royce motors. Battle of Britain. They performed incredible. Jojo says 5. Obviously, knows nothing about the Battle of Britain. 4 aeroplanes. Mr. Ganger says 3. No. Otis May says 2. Awesome Booker says 2. Spitfire. Just imagine the plane in front of you now. Roger, squadron leader. Prepare the bomb. Mr. Ganger says 6. Otis getting desperate, saying 4. It's an obvious answer. You've all missed it. The Spitfire fighter plane has how many? And Jojo comes in with the obvious. I'm going to pay it. One. Magnificent plane, which basically won the Battle of Britain, along with other planes, don't get me wrong, but basically won the Battle of Britain with one engine, the Rolls-Royce. And they still fly them today. Okay, question 6. If you're watching cricket, now this will stuff most of us. If you're watching cricket at the Oval, in which country cricket club are you sat? Oh boy. Bit of a trick question, actually. Some of the people in the UK may struggle with this one. I'll say it again. All right, here we go. It's question 6. If you're watching cricket at the Oval, which is a famous cricket ground, in which county cricket club are you sat? It's not a country. It's in a country. It's not India. If it was India and the answer was, say, Hyderabad, but it's not. Mr. Gaines was correct with the country, England, but we need the county cricket club. Each county has a ground of their own. England's correct, UK's correct, but it's a county. MCC, that's a better answer. It's not the correct answer, though, Kiwi. And the answer is, because I think Awesome Googled. I'm just Googled. The answer is correct. It's the Surrey Cricket Club at the Oval. Ground has grass. That's not a bonus answer or question. Here we go. Question 7, dear to my heart. Which British explorer was murdered by the natives in Hawaii? It's true, it happened. Which British explorer was murdered by the natives in Hawaii? Roughly 1778, I think. Well, probably was 1778. I'm being modest. Which British explorer was murdered by the natives in Hawaii? Awesome says, no, I binged. Oh, well, fair enough. Google free answer. And I'm going to pay it to Awesome, who just, at the same time, but Steve was just behind, Captain Cook, because he both visited Australia and found, well, white settlement, Australia, and visited New Zealand as well. But yet, Captain James Cook. White settlement occurred in 1770. Discovered Australia? No. On my west coast, we have many Dutch ships. One of the famous ones called Batavia, and they were here in 1565. So the English really didn't discover Australia. They just took possession. The best description I can give. Okay, next question. And I would know this answer, and I think there's people just as old as me in here, or even a lot older. Question, which Beatle has the real name of Richard Starkey? Which Beatle? You know when I say Beatle? I love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love you, yeah, 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 yeah. So which Beatle has the real name of Richard Starkey? Yes, actually, if you go back a bit further, Awesome, you'll find that the Vikings did a lot. Ada May comes in with George Harrison. I'm going to give it to Kiwi Steve with just Ringo. Just ahead of Mystic. Jojo is correct with the drummer, but actually there was a drummer before Ringo, so that could be an incorrect answer as well. And Awesome Booker came up with Ringo Starr. Indeed. So Richard Starkey, his real name was, on performance, Ringo Starr. I think he's the only Beatle that actually changed his name. Probably just as well, because Richard Starkey's doesn't sound that flash, let's be honest. Here we go. Question 9. Who recorded the song Think in 1968 and also performed it in the Blues Brothers movie? Which artist recorded the song Think in 1968 and also performed that song in the Blues Brothers movie? It's 1980s, roughly, give you an idea. She recently left us. That's a clue. She is not Bob Dylan. Awesome. And I think Bob Dylan's still with us, to be honest. Ray Charles, good answer, it's not correct. It is not a male. There we go. Your giveaway. Here, Ray Charles might have been male, female, I don't know. Georgie says, Oda Mae Cooper, I love you too. In the town where I was born. Okay, which artist, singer, sang the song Think in 1968 and also performed it in the Blues Brothers movie? Janis Joplin is an answer, but it's incorrect. I shall give you her first name, but I then will require you to give me the surname as well. The singer who recorded Think in 1968 was Aretha, and you have to come up with the rest to get the correct answer. Aretha. No, Jojo, that's not something that's what puts up your willy when you're having an operation. That's urethra. And the answer comes incorrect with Kiwi Steve. No, I'm wrong. Bella, good morning, is correct, just ahead of Kiwi with Aretha Franklin, who I believe has left us now, which is sad. Okay, we're now going to go to question 10. Oh, yes, actually, some of you will know this. It's a historical question and a very pertinent one. You'll see why in a second. Which Archduke was assassinated in Sarajevo in June 1914 and caused the outbreak of World War I? Let's make it easy. Which Duke was assassinated in Sarajevo in 1914? That sounds tough, but it's what started the First World War. And I'm going to give it to Awesome, even because she only mentions his surname, but it is indeed France with Z, Ferdinand. And he was assassinated in an open carriage, which escalated a conflict which was already occurring, and it started World War I. Or it was an excuse to start World War I. He was in an open carriage. Him and another chap, I think, got passed away, unfortunately. Now, you'll all get this one quite quickly because you're all connoisseurs of food. You don't eat off plastic plates and use plastic knives and forks. I know you do. You're high quality. Good morning, Life for Diane. I'm not smart enough to play, but can listen and learn. No, I think you're smarter than you make out. Here's the question. You'll get this answer for sure. Question 11. Pigs are used to sniff out which delicacy in some parts of France. And in fact, it's all over the world. I don't know why they've said in this question in parts of France, because they do have a black one of these, but there are many types of them. Pigs are used to sniff out which delicacy in some parts of France. And I've got an answer. It's not snails, Elabella. It's not duck, Diane. It is Awesome Cooker's answer first with truffles. And Jojo got truffles, see? You see the refinement in the man. Those truffles, yes, I've had them on my cornflakes this morning. Like Diane just copies and says truffles, but that's a smart move, Diane. You got the hang of it pretty quickly. The truffles. Okay. Now, this is interesting because some of you will come up with an obvious answer, which will be wrong. But here we go. In nature, how many arms, or if you want to call them legs, does a starfish have? In nature, how many arms or legs does a starfish have? Now, the answer could be several things, but the biological fact is that it's a certain number. Okay, and we have the answer. Oda Mae Brown, sorry, I do excuse for your previous marriage. Oda Mae Cooper with the answer 5, just ahead of Mystic Angel, and Danny G with 23. And you know, Danny G, the crown of thorn starfish can have up to 35 arms or legs. So it's not a specific answer, it's a biological fact that most starfish only have 5. But if you've ever seen a terrible crown of thorns starfish in Australia, a grey, ugly thing, massive thing that eats coral reefs. That's why people actually get paid to capture them and kill them, which is good. Okay, question 13. I still go by my maiden name too. Is that because you write checks in that old name? Then no one can trace your odour? Here we go. In which sport do teams compete for the Stanley Cup? In which sport do teams compete for the Stanley Cup? I asked this question about 3 or 4 months ago. Everyone came up with the wrong answer. Not tonight. Not tonight. I will pay hockey. It is specifically ice hockey, but you've got the general answer, so I'll pay Oda Mae Cooper. First, just ahead of Awesome. And then Oda Mae covered herself by saying the NHL, which is correct. But Diane got it with hockey. Red Phenomenals 36 got it with hockey, and even Steve Kiwi, which we know nothing about ice hockey. Mind you, there's more ice in New Zealand than there is in Australia. Jojo has to go. He's got an option in Arizona. See you guys later. All right, mate. Get on your push bike and off you go. Don't waste time now. Right. Now I need to make sure I've got the right question here. Yes. Okay, Roman numeral question. Oh, no. Roman numeral question. In Roman numerals, how many players are there in a rugby union team? So I don't want the normal number. I want the Roman numerals to represent the answer. Okay, in Roman numerals, how many players are there in a rugby union team? Good morning, Shauna. How are you? Of course, if you don't know how many, Lifetime comes with IX, which is a Roman number, sure. Awesome comes in with V2, which is 7, which in some forms of the game, that would be correct. They have what we call a rugby sevens, but not in a normal rugby union. We have the answer with Kiwi Steve, which I expected because, like Kiwi Steve, I played that game. It's 15, which represented by Roman numerals is XB. And since we've just had the Ides of March, E2 Brutai. Okay, let's go to the next question, which is, who had the hit in the 60s with the House of the Rising Sun? I want the group. Who had the hit in the 60s with the song The House of the Rising Sun? Lots of different bands have played it. But who was the original group that sang it? The answer is not Eagles, not The Doors, not Hey Oda Mae. That must be a band that I haven't heard of, Shauna. Hey Oda Mae. Bob Dylan's incorrect. It's a band. It's not CCR. Though that's one of my favourite bands, for sure. And Kiwi Steve has the correct answer with the Animals. The Animals was a group that performed and had a great hit in the 1960s. The Monkees did sing it, no question, but the answer, only correct answer I see, is Kiwi Steve. Go to the next question. Who famously stated that an army marches on its stomach? Who famously stated that an army marches on its stomach? Give you one clue, he wasn't very tall. That's right, it's 2047, Avi, but we are looking forward to your call. And please, if you're on hold for more than a minute, please call back at a later date. So have we got Eisenhower as one? Patton, no. Winston Churchill, no. But indeed, it was Napoleon Bonaparte. And there's a famous joke story, half true, half not. The uniforms that they had didn't have many pockets. This is the French army, of course. However, they did get baguettes and put them down their front. A baguette being a very large piece of bread. And this is a story that's been joked for many times. It's true. That they had very little pockets in the uniform, so they shoved a big bag baguette between their front bits, which would have made all the village girls as they passed think, oh la, look at the French boys with their big baguettes. So that was the answer. If you want it in writing in triplicate, we can get that out to you. Could you just organise we'll just get your full name, social security number, if you could put that in text, and your address and your phone number, and we'll get that in hard copy out to you, RV, not a problem. Okay, question 17. And if you don't know anything about horse racing, you're probably not going to get this one. Which former jockey became the best-selling author of thrillers about horse racing? Yes, there are thriller books written about horse racing. Which former jockey became the best-selling author of thrillers about horse racing? Very oblique question. Indeed. I'm going to give you his first name. You won't get it otherwise. Shoemaker is a great answer, by the way, Diane. Famous jockey, Shoemaker. But the first name of this person is Dick, D-I-C-K. Please don't make that. It was mum and dad gave him that name. But in those days, names like Fanny were okay as well. So his first name was Dick, and his surname. A famous jockey who turned to be an author writing thrillers about horse racing, which I have got none of in my collection, I must tell you. And Anime comes up with that's a great answer, Mr. Head. But it's Dick, and his surname starts with F. Now, don't take that where I think you guys are going to take it, right? It's his surname. Dick, F is the start of his surname. Not Bookus, it's not Nixon, not Reader. You're not going to get it, eh? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't get it. I've never read a thriller book about horse racing, but we do have one that's very close. So I'm going to give it, because it's close, just because it's got the letter F in it, the Red Phenomenal, Dick Forster. No, his real name was Dick Francis. I've never heard of this person, ever. Have any of you ever read a thriller book about horse racing? I think I'm going to speak to the people that do these quizzes. Dick Francis, who? What? All right, question 18. What type of goat produces mohair? What type of goat produces mohair? A specific type of goat, obviously tiny hairy goatee. What's the name? Pygmy is not the answer. It is a type of goat though. I've seen them, very cute. You could swap them for chihuahuas if you wanted to. Mind you, it might shit in your clothes. Bald, I think that's you're thinking eagle. What type of goat does mohair come from? Danny G. An absolute wizard of an answer. It is Angora, just ahead of Horse and Hooker with Angora. Oda May spelt it wrong. Well, didn't really matter, because it was wrong anyway, Oda. And Diane comes in with Pygmy because she's copying Oda. Agora. It sounds like a good crossbreed we could do there, awesome. All right, the correct answer was first with Danny G, the Burger Queen. Question 19. If the Hammers are playing the Gunners, in which city would you be? Now, it's in the UK and it's to do with soccer. Exactly, Captain Obvious. Okay, if the Hammers, which is West Ham, are playing the Gunners, which I'm not going to tell you, in which city would you be? It's in the UK. I've got an answer of London, which is correct. Wait a minute. I don't know whether you just threw that out there because you're throwing Manchester right behind it. But the answer is London. That's where those two teams will be playing because they're actually bordering on each other, so they always play against each other in London. And even though I've given the answer as London, we've got Manchester coming in, Liverpool, and eventually Mystic Angel, even though she's sitting next to me, has obviously a lag between me and her. She's just put in London. Question 20. All right, some of you will get this because some of you went to school, unlike me. Question 20. What is the term given to a word that can be spelt the same both backwards and forwards? What is the term given to the word that can be spelt the same both backwards and forwards? Like an example, madam. Right, that's madam, either way you look at it, backwards or forwards. But what's the terminology? What's the word that we use to describe that? Homonym? No. Odomae? Pandit? No. Anagram? No. You're on the right track, Awesome, is all I can say. You're just not there. All right. What is the word we do to describe spelling a word that can be read backwards and forwards the same? You'll kick yourselves. Did anyone go to university here? Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard? Anyone? No, I didn't either. That's right. What is the word we do to describe words that we can say backwards and forwards? And the answer is from Odomae Google. Odomae Google got that one with palindrome. I actually knew that. Disappointed in somebody. Take a moment, maybe 10 seconds of solace just to think why you guys never got that answer. It's not palindromic, it's palindrome. Like a hippodrome with a palin in front of it. I'm over it now, I'm good, right? I passed that. All this education that's wasted on time and effort, teachers and tutors, mother and father paying good money. Doesn't matter, I'm over it. I'm past it. Here we go. In which town, now listen carefully, you should also get this one. In which town did the Pied Piper play and come on? All right, this is not even it reaching lower high school grade, right? In which town did the Pied Piper play? It wasn't Boytville. Mind you, just a thought. All those cheddar chasers you could take out of town. Can you imagine? Lockdown comes in with London. And Awesome Hooker, not using Google, but another format, comes up with the answer, Hamlin. The Pied Piper of Hamlin. But can you imagine if we sent him today a modern version of the Pied Piper to Boyd? All the cheddar hunters, the cheddar feeders, and the feeders of cheddar feeders. Imagine if they all went off a cliff. Wouldn't that be magical? It'd be like St. Patrick. Do you know why St. Patrick and what he is a saint of? Now, this is not even in the quiz. It's St. Patrick's Day. What is St. Patrick the saint of? Come on. St. Patrick's Day. You should know that answer. It's not even in the quiz. It doesn't go towards the major prize. But it's St. Patrick's Day. What is St. Patrick the patron saint of? No, it's not Ireland. Though he's now obviously from Ireland, and he obviously had an education. St. Patrick's Day. And, all right, so he's the patron saint of Hooker? Yes, snakes. Not peace, certainly not peace. But there are no snakes in Ireland, which is a bit disappointing because in Australia we've got, I don't know, 600 species, all of which would kill you on any given day, just if you looked at them sideways. So indeed, it is St. Patrick's Day, and all to the Irish and the people associated with drinking beer anyway, whether they're Irish or not. I hope you have a great day for St. Patrick's Day. It only happens on the 17th March once a year, unless you're in Ireland. You get that drunk. I think the next day is the start of St. Patrick's Day again. Here we go. Question 22. And this will test the theologians within the room. Dare say, if Stella was here, he'd just get this one like that. What is the last word in the New Testament? What is the last word in the New Testament? You're supposed to be Patrick with no testicles. Well, you got balls anyway, Awesome. Don't worry about it. And the answer through Odomae Cooper is correct. The last word in the New Testament is amen. Well, they never said a woman. It was amen. Very sexist if you think about it. Obviously, it was written by a man. Amen. All right, now we're going to go. There's only about another 7 or 8 questions to go. This is not a long quiz today, but it is a quiz. What TV show produced by Peter Fluck? There's an L in that, okay, so don't play with that. Produced by Peter Fluck and Roger Law, poked fun at politicians and celebrities in the 1980s. What TV show produced by Peter Fluck and Roger Law poked fun at politicians and celebrities in the 1980s? Very famous in Australia, very funny. British show, I think. We had our own version at one stage in Australia as well. I'll give you a clue. There's 2 words to it, the name of the show. The last word to it is image. Okay, the last word to it is image. Odomate is politically incorrect, which it was, but it was something image. You kick yourselves because you would have seen all these puppets, you know, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, Margaret Thatcher, all them. It was called something image, and the first letter of the first word is S. It's a play on words, actually. But mirror image, good answer, it's incorrect. 1980s, satirical show, from taking a piss out of politicians. It was something starting with S, and the last word is image. Sharper image is good answer, it's incorrect. I'm going to give you another 5 seconds. You'll kick yourself. You can see the show, I'm sure. You know, the puppetry with Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan. Satire image is another good answer. 2 seconds to go, and I'm going to give you the answer, and I'm going to get you to go and check it up on Google or YouTube. It's very funny. The answer was spitting image. Play on words, spitting, politicians spitting at each other. But spitting image, shit image is an answer, Oda, but not the correct one. So if you have not seen spitting image, after this, which might be long, have a look on YouTube and you'll see how funny it was. You had to be in the 80s to appreciate how funny it was and taking the piss out of them. Question 24. In Monopoly, what colour, now this is different for each country, but we're going to look at, this is a British question, okay? In Monopoly, what colour are Bow Street, Marlborough and Vine Street's properties? What's the colour of those? You all know the colours, and you have different, in the US you'd have, you know, I don't know, all the fancy streets in the US, in Manhattan, you know what I mean? Odomay says red, because she's just thrown a colour at the screen. Blue, says Mr. Ganger, it's not correct. Royal blue is not correct either, it's not blue. Don't go ocean blue or sky blue, won't matter, Oda, it's not blue. Yellow, no. Green by Oda, no. Green by Diane, green by Mr. Cages. Think of the colours on the board of the game of Monopoly. You're going through them, and the answer is correct by Awesome Hooker. They're orange. Curious, Awesome, what are those in the UK? The Bow Street, Marlborough and Vine Street, and that's what we use in Australia, mainly is the English version. What are some of the street names that are used on Monopoly board in the US? Imagine a place like 42nd Street, you know, famous boulevards and all that. But yeah, so the answer was orange, even though people, awesome, you can stop. Awesome. You got orange, 7 answers to go. Look, go through the colours of the rainbow. It's not relevant. And Mr. Angel's got none of them right, but she's sitting right next to me with all the answers. Okay. Well, this is interesting. I'm sure some of you will get this one. What was the name of the dog carried into space aboard Sputnik 2? Russian, of course. What was the name of the dog carried into space aboard Sputnik 2? Some of you should know this. I'm sure you will. Famous name of a dog, and it's not commonly used. I will spell it for you after I call it out, but it's not called Tennessee, it's not called Spud Mackenzie. The Adventures of Spud Mackenzie. Wasn't called New York Avenue. This is a dog. Benji's a good answer. It's not correct, but at least it's a doggy type name. Discovery? No, that's more spaceship. The answer by Savannah Ubex and Welcome is correct. It was Laika, L-A-I-K-A, Laika. I actually knew that answer. It fascinated me that they were putting a bloody dog in space as a kid. Otomay comes in with Rocky. No. Fido, it's a good answer, but the answer was correct with Laika, L-A-I-K-A. Savannah just walks around and goes, oh, that's an easy answer, I'll just put that in. Obviously, university educated, of money, that sort of thing. Pip, pip, toodaloo. Okay, next question. And I would know the answer to this as well, because one of my family members didn't make it after one of these came down. What was the nickname given to the V1 flying bombs that rained down on London and southeast UK during World War II? What was the name given to, well, colloquial name, if you like, given to the V1 flying bombs that bombed the UK? Yes, we lost an uncle due to this dark sort of thing coming down. V1. In other words, this is the colloquial name that the locals called them as they were raining down on London during the Second World War. Devastated many parts of the UK and landed in some spots they shouldn't have. Mind you, I don't think many of you are actually that old. Blitz is a good answer, but no, that's what the Blitzkrieg that the Germans recorded. Continuous bombing of an area. It's not that, it's a specific name given to the V1 by the British. I think we're going to struggle with this one because no one's as old as me in this room. Obviously, no one lost an uncle like I did to it. I'll give you another 5 seconds and then I'll answer, even though some of you are prophetically Googling as fast as you can. Life by Diane? No, you just don't know the answer. It doesn't mean the answer at all. Cyclone's a good answer, Savannah, but it's not the correct answer. I was born in 1812, so younger than that. She thought I was born in 1856. Heather says she's smart and she promises. 5 more seconds and I'll give you the answer. It's the colloquial name given by the British to the V1 bombs that rained down on London and many other areas in the southeast of the UK, set by our friends from Deutschland. All right, that's fair enough. He says I'm not going to do that. I want the challenge of actually getting it incorrect or correct. The answer was, and you'll probably know when I tell you, you think, oh yeah, that's what they're called. Doodlebug. Doodlebug, all one word. My uncle was a warden. He was going around getting people to close all their windows with blackout curtains. Some of you may know about that. Very common. And he was unfortunately killed when a building collapsed on him whilst he was doing that job. So it was the doodlebug. That's what they called them. I think I would have called it the oh shit as it was coming down. Here we go. Question 27. Question 27. What is the surname of the author of For Whom the Bell Tolls? Ding, ding. Walk left stage, Long Chaney. Ding, ding. What was the name of the author For Whom the Bell Tolls? There's got to be some people in here that know this adventurer, come author, extraordinary man. He liked to, well, he didn't hide his homosexuality either. Victor Hugo's good answer, it's incorrect. Capella is director, not author. Francis is not an author. And the answer is indeed Life of Diane, who is really that stupid she wouldn't know anything at all. Life of Diane, correct, with Ernest Hemingway. Extraordinary man. Very extraordinary. Now, the next answer is of a show that I loved as a kid. And I'm going to give you the theme music. You wouldn't get it. Anyway, question is, Diana Rigg played which character in The Avengers? Not the 2012 movie, but the original British TV series called The Avengers. Diana Rigg played a character. What was the name of that character? I've got this one easy. Really easy. What was the name of Diana Rigg's character in the TV British series Avengers? Not the 2012 movie. And I'm going to give it to Savannah Herbex with Mrs. Peel, because that's what Steve used to call it. Good morning, Mrs. Peel. Her full name, character name, was Emma Peel. Now, that's a show I loved when I was a kid. The Avengers.
You better update them on what the prize is.
The prize is, now ladies and gentlemen, this is stunning. My good wife and I will be catching up with Nicole Green in Manchester in a few weeks' time. We will be having dinner at a, I don't know, roadside deli or something. And what we're going to do is, all you have to do is provide your own airfares and your accommodation to get to the UK. We will provide you with the soup of the day. No cost, no plastic spoons, by the way, or plastic bowls. This will be real porcelain. And at the moment, I can tell you the leader, even though she came in late with the answers, is Savannah Herbex.
What happened to Oda?
Oda's done okay,
Awesome.
but Savannah's just rocked it. Go on percentages as well as numbers of answers. Here we go, question 29. There are only 2 more questions to go. In which sport would you hear the term catching a crab? And no dirty answers, okay? In which sport would you hear the term catching a crab? Of course, if you didn't go to Oxford or something like that, you may not know the answer. They have an event each year between Oxford and another university. I'm not going to say it because it can give away the answer too easy. Oda May comes up with cricket. Oda May comes up with a terribly spelt word called platball, which I think is supposed to be football, but no, it's not that. Rugby, no, she's just punching them out. Keyboard's getting red hot. The answer, correct answer, is by Awesome Hooker and Savannah at about the same time on my screen, but Awesome just ahead with rowing. It is rowing, or they call it sculling. All right, very famous race between 2 universities in the UK each year. Last question of the quiz, and it's not going to be easy. All right, just want you to know that. So if you've got a young child near you, maybe you could call them over. They might know the answer to this question. I mean that seriously. Question, as well as Depeche Mode and Yazoo. Have I lost you already? Depeche Mode and Yazoo. What other band was Vince Clarke a principal member of? Told you it wasn't going to be easy. As well as Depeche Mode and Yazoo bands, music bands. What other band was Vince Clarke a principal member of? And it really depends on whether Oda, Awesome, or Savannah get this correct answer. Who will win that prize? That's how close it is. I'll read it again. And even though it's incorrect spelling, it's good enough for me. Rose said a child maybe ought to help you with that answer. That might have helped you. It's erasure, spelled E-R-A-S-U-R-E, and I'm going to give it to Awesome Hooker. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, please, the winner of today's Sunday quiz on St. Patrick's Day, which is monumental in itself. There'll be obviously a few Guinness being cracked at Awesome's house today, because Awesome Hooker has won a trip to the UK, staying in whatever accommodation she can afford and whatever flight she can pay for, and she will receive a free porcelain bowl soup of the day with Nicole Green, my good wife, and I. It's something that's probably a lifelong dream to go back to Europe for Awesome. But that, you just think about it for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. A free bowl of soup of the day. I mean, you can't get better deals than that. If you'd like to chit chat for a few minutes, you're welcome to do it. Have you got any questions you'd like to ask? Whether the questions were too easy, which I think they were. Or do you think maybe you could all go back and get some sort of, I don't know, scholarship deal, go back to education like myself so we can learn a few more. I can't even say some of these questions correctly. But I've enjoyed it. It's been good fun. We always just have a good laugh here, and it's always only a small crowd, which doesn't bother me. It's good fun all round. But again, the winner of tonight's quiz, Awesome Hooker. Looking forward to seeing you there in Manchester in freezing rain and cold, which of course is a good day in the UK, with that free Super of the Day. Awesome. It's been fantastic. Now I think it's about 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning. Pardon? Welcome, Leroy. We've just finished the quiz. No point flowing the flag down, mate. It's gone. The last question, and the answer was Erasure, gave the win to Awesome Hooker. Sensational. Oda May did come in second, and even though Savannah Urbex came in very late, she was right there, equal second. So Awesome Hooker just won it on the last. And I don't believe many people were Googling because Awesome Hooker was bingoing, which I believe is another way of cheating. But still, it's the answers that are more important, not the way you get there, isn't it, Awesome? Really. Anyway, people, it's been fun. Sorry you missed it, Leroy. I think maybe Awesome will open a hangout now. We must be awfully close. Or have you already had it? The crystal thing. That's tomorrow. No, that's right. No, that's tonight your time, 8 o'clock. Tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I think, in the United States. Awesome Hooker is having a hangout all to do with rocks, crystals, and their meanings, and their healing effects, the way that they can actually influence the mind, the body, and the spirit. This is an ad on behalf of Awesome Hooker, who is the winner of that free Super of the Day, by the way. She's on a roll. So if you're not doing anything at 8 o'clock PM Eastern Standard Time, Awesome Hooker, go to their channel. If you're not on her channel, please look at that last message that Awesome put in the room. Click on it, go to her channel and sign up for a place where you'll be able to get your rocks off at 8 PM tonight. If you have been good people, thank you very much. And if someone's going to start a hangout, we might pop in. But we are going to go on the brand, have a nice glass of wine and another cigarette. But if you have been, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.